Dear brothers and sisters, let me share with you a vision conveyed by the Blessed Giovanni Bosco, better known as Don Bosco, a servant of God who dedicated his life to the education and well-being of the youth. He was a man of profound faith, a Catholic priest who founded the Salesians of Don Bosco, named after St. Francis de Sales, to guide young people on the right path. One day, an exhausted Don Bosco fell asleep, and in his dream, a heavenly guide appeared, inviting him to follow a path. This road, initially beautiful and blooming, soon turned into a slope towards darkness and perdition. Many youths, known to Don Bosco, walked this path, unaware of the dangers that awaited them. These dangers, hidden amongst the path's beauty, were represented by snares of sin, pride, anger, gluttony, disobedience, and above all, impurity. These snares were the means through which a horrific monster, representing evil, dragged the youths towards a hellish abyss. However, amidst such dangers, Don Bosco saw instruments of salvation: meditation, prayer, spiritual reading, confession, Holy Communion, and devotion to the Madonna. These were the means to free oneself from the snares of sin. Don Bosco's journey continued down an increasingly steep and dangerous descent, leading to a terrifying building, the entrance to hell, where the damned were consumed by eternal fire, tormented by their unconfessed or unrepented sins. Here are his words.
In a night that remains etched in my memory, I had a dream that deeply shook my spirit. I found myself in a dark and threatening place, accompanied by my guide, whom I believe was my guardian angel. We were at the bottom of a vast precipice, ending in a dark and desolate valley. A sense of deep anguish enveloped me. Before us stood an immense building with a very high door that loomed as a disturbing warning. This door, closed, bore an inscription that read, "Ubi non est redemptio," words that echoed as a grim omen, where there is no redemption. The air was suffocating, filled with intense heat and thick, almost green smoke, pierced by streaks of sanguine flames rising from the building's walls. Curious and disturbed, I asked my guide where we were, and she invited me to read the inscription on the door. It was then that I understood. We were at the gates of hell. As I pondered this terrible revelation, I saw young people, one after another, fall into that abyss. Each of them had their sin written on their forehead, like an indelible mark revealing their guilt. My guide explained that the main cause of these damnations was the influence of bad companions, reading corrupt books and perverse habits. These boys were not unknown to me. I knew many of them, and the pain in my heart intensified. I wondered if my work among the youth was in vain, but the guide assured me there was still hope. Those young people were still alive, and what I saw was the current state of their souls. The dream continued, and I was led inside the infernal building. There, I was confronted with a horrific sight, a vast cavern filled with a terrible fire that surpassed any earthly flame. I saw youths falling into that burning cavern, and my guide told me that impurity was the cause of their eternal ruin. All these young people had confessed, but they had omitted or lied about their sins of impurity. The guide urged me to always preach against impurity and to encourage the youth to make good confessions. Finally, the guide made me touch the outermost wall of the infernal building. I experienced a sharp and piercing pain, a pain that persisted even after waking from that dream. This dream, so vivid and alarming, has reinforced my determination to guide the youth on the path of virtue and holiness, teaching them the value of sincere confession and the importance of resisting the temptations of sin. It is a warning that I carry in my heart and that inspires me every day in my work.
This vision, so similar to the one revealed by the Madonna at Fatima, serves as a warning to us all. It is a call to conversion, to purity of heart, to sincere confession, and to devotion to the Madonna, who protects and guides us. Let us not be deceived by the allurements of the world, by the temptations that surround us. Remember that, despite the difficulties and challenges, there is always hope and salvation for those who turn to God with a sincere heart. The Lord's mercy is infinite, and His grace is always available to those who seek it with humility and faith. Therefore, dear brothers and sisters, let us strengthen our faith and renew our commitment to live according to God's commandments. Let us pray that we may be guided by the light of truth and love, and be examples of hope and faith for the world. Let us know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on new videos and to join our community of faith and prayer. May God bless you.